unknown force knocks the moon out of orbit and sends it racing toward Earth. The world is on the verge of annihilation. A team of NASA goes on a journey into space to save humanity with only weeks before impact. Brian Harper, Jocinda Jo Fowler, and new recruit Alan Marcus are on a space shuttle mission to repair a satellite in 2011. Unknown extraterrestrial technology strikes the orbiter, killing Alan and knocking Jo unconscious before digging through the moon's surface. Brian, the sole survivor of the swarm, returns the wounded shuttle to Earth, but his statement is ignored and he is fired from NASA.
I lost my friend up there because of negligence.
Casey Houseman, a conspiracy theorist who claims to believe the moon is an artificial megastructure,
The moon is a megastructure.
discreetly employs a research observatory 10 years later. He realizes that the moon's orbit is getting closer to Earth and tries to inform the disgraced Brian. NASA notices the abnormality as well, but KC makes it public on social media, causing a worldwide panic. Jo is currently NASA's deputy director, and an SLS Block 1 rocket is carrying a probe to examine the anomaly. After dropping a probe into a miles-deep artificial shaft that has sprung up on the moon's surface, the same extraterrestrial swarm attacks, killing all 3 lunar men. As the moon's orbit starts to deteriorate, it gets closer to the Earth, generating seismic and gravitational disorders. Jo encounters former NASA officer Holden Field, who says that Brian was disproved as a result of a NASA conspiracy of silence dating back to Apollo 11, during the first landing on the moon.
Apollo 11 lost contact with Mission Control for 2 minutes. Mission Control cut their feed to the world. Strange, pulsating lights.
Apollo 12 also discovered that the moon is hollow, and a military EMP device designed to eradicate the swarm was scrapped due to financial constraints. Jo acquires the EMP and rescues retired Space Shuttle Endeavour from a museum with the help of her ex-husband General Doug Davidson, Air Force Chief of Staff, to serve the new purpose, to adjust the moon's orbit and kill the swarm. Brian, Casey, and Jo launch with the EMP, barely escaping to orbit as the Vandenberg Air Force Base is destroyed by a tsunami. They reach the moon's insides, which is shown to be a galactic civilization driven by a white dwarf at its core. The AI operating system of the Dyson Sphere explains to Brian that billions of years ago, humanity's technologically powerful ancestors were exterminated by a rogue AI. They built the moon as an interplanetary ark to create and seed life on Earth. But the swarm, one of the evil AIs, located the moon and is diverting energy from its power source, disrupting its orbit. And in the meantime, Brian's son Sonny, Jo's son Jimmy, and his caretaker Michelle make their way to Doug's military basement in the Colorado foothills, where they encounter Brian's ex-wife and Sonny's mother Brenda, her husband Tom, and their step-family. The party seeks sanctuary in a mountain cave after escaping disasters triggered by the moon's approach and fighting off other survivors. When Tom's youngest daughter runs out of oxygen, he gives her his own, suffocating to death as the moon depletes the local atmosphere. The president commands a nuclear strike on the advancing moon, but Doug refuses to comply, resulting in debris collapsing the bunker and killing Doug and everyone within. Because the swarm primarily destroys organic life in the presence of electrical activity, KC uses their lunar module to lure the swarm away from their spacecraft, having to sacrifice himself to blow the EMP. Jo and Brian return to Earth to reunite with their families, and the moon's power is restored, allowing it to return to its regular orbit but without its stony exterior. Rebuilding Casey's mind, the moon's operating system presents to him as his cat, Fuzz Aldrin, and his mother, advising them to get started.
We should get started.
Get started with what?
Please subscribe for more movie recaps and thanks for watching.